You know, a lot of people out there who think they can do life by themselves, avoid relationships, or put little value into them. Hey, I can do life solo. I'm fine. Well, my guest said he didn't really sense a need for relationship, but would discover it was the greatest lie that he had been blinded by. Jim Turner now says everything is about relationship with God and man. And once he realized this important truth, he couldn't do anything else but commit himself to relationships. Jim from Portland, Oregon, welcome to 100 Huntley Street.
Thanks, Greg. It's great to be here.
You got a great book, The Disconnected Man, for both men and women. But before we talk about that and your own personal journey in restoration, you didn't grow up in a Christian home. Tell me a little bit about your spiritual journey.
Yeah, came to know the Lord when I was a freshman in college, and came to know him through Campus Crusade for Christ. But hadn't known the church or anything about it up until that point. And so when I came to know the Lord just in a little house on the campus there, one of the leaders led me to Christ. Everything changed for me. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. And it was an overnight thing. It was like, okay, I'm this guy one day and I'm this guy the next day. And then it just kept being that way. And it was great.
And so you became so zealous in your Christian faith, you became a pastor.
Yeah, I did. Well, it was funny how that came about because I didn't know I had, as a matter of fact, public speaking was no, right? But people in the church started saying, Jim, maybe you should go to ministry, you know, because you've got some abilities there. And I said, no, I don't really. And so as people in the church recognized the gifting that God had given me, they started encouraging me, go, you need to really explore this. And so I went to Bible college, went to seminary, and then became a pastor. That's right.
So you're a pastor, you've got a family, you've got kids, and everything falls apart.
You know what? And this is what I've learned subsequently to those years is I was doing everything, Greg, but I wasn't feeling it. Okay. And that's where the Disconnected Man title comes in, is that, you know, I was doing all the right things. I was doing ministry. I was preaching sermons and I was trying to help people. But my entire focus was just getting it done. I was very goal-oriented, you know, I would get to that next thing and so on, but I didn't really feel it. And that was the part that was missing.
And I think a lot of guys say, hey, we're paying the bills, we're eating, got a roof over our head, yeah. I've got a job, I love my family. From the outside, it looked like you probably had it all together.
You know, probably did, yeah. And after everything fell apart, it was very obvious that I didn't have anything together. And the thing that was most amazing about that is that you can look at someone's life from the outside and say, wow, I want to be just like them because they've got this great family, kids are in line, and so on and so forth. But when you can't do relationship as far as being intimate with somebody, none of that matters. You can look as good as you can look, but if you can't do relationship, you really can't do life. You can't please God in that way.
So, but you think you're going along fine, and your wife says that's enough, I'm out of here. I mean, obviously that would have caught you
Yeah.
by, off guard. It was like the hammer hitting you.
Yeah.
How did you react to that?
You know, I thought everything was great. And that's the problem, is that being disconnected as I was, and the way I define disconnection is it's a man who's unaware that he is emotionally unavailable. He's not able to be intimate, but he thinks he is. Here I was thinking, okay, Greg, that I'm good, right? I've got this great relationship with my kids because I take them out for breakfast every Saturday morning, one at a time, and I spend time with them, and I take my wife out on dates, I provide, I do all the right things. But my wife is missing this connection. She doesn't feel any intimacy coming from me. She doesn't feel any emotional connection, and that's because there was none. There was no access to my heart for her. And over the years, it just slowly crushed her to the point where she couldn't take it anymore.
and the marriage would end in divorce, and then you would start going through your own process, okay, re-examining yourself. So when we come back, I want to talk about where you finally landed on some of these things and why you're so passionate now about trying to help others restore their marriages and help guys to really to experience emotion. We'll be back with Jim Turner right after this.